Alright, in this video we're going to talk about mole and volume conversions. Okay, so for this, the only things you're going to need are this worksheet and your mole map, as well as a calculator. Okay, so here is the same overview of the different mole conversions and the example from before, but we're concerned about our mole volume conversions. Okay, so if you have your mole map, we're now going to be looking at this bottom part of the map where we're going to try and interconvert between moles in Moletown and volume in Volumevilla using these two conversion factors. Now, the thing to know about volume is that 1 mole of any gas at standard temperature and pressure, so if you ever see STP, you know that you can use this conversion. 1 mole of any gas will occupy 22.4 liters. This is the simplest conversion because you only have two possibilities. Okay, and the number 22.4 is always going to stay the same. 1 mole of a gas equals 22.4 liters. So let's go ahead and look at our first example, which is already done for you. It says determine the volume in liters occupied by 0.030 moles of a gas at STP. So again, from before, we try and figure out what do we have, what are we trying to find. Okay, well, first it says determine the volume in liters. So that is our unknown. That's what we're trying to find out, what we're trying to determine. So we have to get to volume, and it's occupied by 0.03 moles of a gas. So we're starting with our moles. That is what is given. That is the number that we have. So if we check our mole map, if we're given moles and we have to determine volume, we have to use this arrow going down. And the conversion factor that we're going to use is 22.4 liters on the top and 1 mole on the bottom. And as you can see in the example, we start with 0.03 moles, and we're going to multiply it by 22.4 liters divided by 1 mole. In our calculator, we can then do 0.030 times 22.4 because it is on the top. And then we would divide by 1, and our answer is 0.67 liters. All right, you can see how moles is on the top, moles is on the bottom. That cancels. The only unit left over is liters. Okay, why don't we try an example of our own together, and let's do number 1. Okay, it says how many moles of argon atoms are present in 11.2 liters of argon gas at STP. So let's think about what are we given, what do we know, what are we looking for? Well, the question asks how many moles. Okay, so we have to finish in moles. We have to get to moles. Well, what do we know? We know that there's 11.2 liters. Okay, now, when we're dealing with these mole volume conversions, you are going to be dealing with gases. Okay, we're measuring the volume of a gas. Okay, so we always start with what are given. And again, I'm going to copy and paste this example so that I can just plug in my numbers from this problem. Okay, well, I know that I'm given 11.2 liters. So that is what I'm going to start with. Okay, if I go to my mole map now, if I'm given volume, okay, I have liters, and the question says how many moles I have to get from volume to moles. So I have to use this arrow that is going straight up, and this is the conversion factor here. 1 mole divided by 22.4 liters. Okay, so I can change this 1 mole on the top and 22.4 liters. Okay, and I can see that by doing this, L's will cancel, the liters will cancel. The only unit that'll be left over is moles, which matches the question, how many moles. Okay, so in my calculator, which I have here, I can put 11.2 divided by 22.4, hit equals, and I get 0.5. So this is 0.5 mol moles. And just like before, to make it very clear what my answer is, I'm going to insert my box. And I have 0.5 moles is equal to 11.2 liters. Okay? For this part of the problems, we're only going to be dealing between mole and volume. Okay, these are the only arrows and conversion factors you're going to use for the rest of the problems that I want you to try to complete on your own.